We have not seen Khamzat Chimaev inside the UFC's octagon for quite some time. And Boris Wolf, one of the biggest stars in the UFC's octagon, may be making his return soon, potentially against Boychinia, Paulo Costa. Now, this was first talked about on Chael Sonnen's YouTube channel. This is not Michael Bisping as a representative of the UFC saying this. Chael said it. I thought he doesn't know anything. I haven't heard anything at all. But now Khamzat and Paulo, they're going back and forth with each other. They're talking trash. They're talking shit. They're taking the piss out of each other. And I love it. And I just hope that it materializes in a fight. Now, listen, Khamzat Chimaev came to the UFC, dominated everybody, had a real close fight with Gilbert Burns. That pushed him to the absolute extreme. And then, as we know, against Kevin Holland, missed weight, was supposed to fight Nate Diaz. That didn't work out because he missed weight by like 9 pounds. Takes on Kevin Holland, taps him out very, very quickly. But hey, after that, everyone's like, he has to move up to 185 pounds. And he's been talking about that. He's been calling out Alex Porta-Baheda when he was the champ, says that he's going to choke out Izzy and make short work of him, calling out Robert Whittaker, calling out Paulo Costa. The man, listen, you got to give it to Khamzat Chimaev. He really will fight anyone, and he wants to fight everybody.
Kill everybody!
Now, according to Paulo, the rumours are that, the rumours, here's what Paulo saying. He said that Hunter Campbell has sent a contract. He said the contract is there, but Khamzat hasn't signed it yet. It's on his Twitter account. So words to those effects. I haven't got the tweet in front of me right now. But, so there we go. We might have it. But Paulo said he doesn't want to fight until October. Now, according to Costa, they wanted to put it on the next pay-per-view, okay? Because Beneil Dariush versus Charles Oliveira, that's been called off. Sadly, Charles Oliveira, Du Bronx, got injured, and they're going to push that to the next event. So they want to stick another high-profile fight in. If they could have put on Costa versus Khamzat Chimaev, that would have been incredible. But according to Costa, apparently Chimaev can't fight until October and can't do it unless it's Abu Dhabi. Apparently, that's what they're saying. So maybe they wait. But Costa is talking about Jan Blachowicz. Jan Blachowicz is saying that he'll fight him, but Costa hasn't said yes yet. So there's a lot going on here with Khamzat Chimaev, with Paulo Costa. Listen, Paulo Costa last time out, went out there, he beat Luke Rockhold, great fight, forced Luke Rockhold to retire. Now he's bare knuckle boxing in a couple of weeks against Mike Perry. I love Paulo Costa, you know what I mean? Listen, he got his ass whooped versus Israel Adesanya, okay? But generally the man is sensational to watch. Great back and forth war with Yoel Romero, walked him down the whole time. When he fought Marvin Vettori, even though he got beat in that fight and came in like 20 pounds heavy, okay, it was a sensational fight. Marvin Vettori impressed the hell out of me. That man is so tough and so skilled. But Costa, even in defeat, impressed me. I love what he brings to the table, the power, the aggression, the size of the man, the takedown defense. So him versus Khamzat Chimaev, take my money. That would be sensational. Now, a fight that was kind of rumoured and being talked about on social media a while ago was Khamzat Chimaev versus Robert Whittaker. Robert Whittaker did an interview last week, or might have been this week, with some Mission Radio in Australia. And he was saying, I'm not fighting Khamzat. I'm not welcoming him to the 185-pound division. Why should I risk that? Why should I let him come here and fight a number one contender like me when he's yet to even win in the weight class? So I understand Robert Whittaker's point there. I really do, you know. But Khamzat is coming to 185. And I'm telling you, him versus Paulo Costa makes a lot of sense. By all accounts, according to Twitter, Costa's just signed a new contract with the UFC. So he's going nowhere anytime soon. And he's going to be getting good money. And he needs good fights. And he's one of the best middleweights on the planet. Him versus Chimaev would be perfect. We know Chimaev has got grand designs. You know, he's talking about strangling Izzy. He was talking about fighting Alex Pereira when he was a champ. He was talking about fighting Pereira at 205 pounds. Chimaev literally wants to fight everybody, and I'm not surprised. The performances that he's had so far have been impeccable. And listen, even that one against Gilbert Burns, that was great because it showed he can go the distance. It showed that he can be the hammer and the nail. You know, when somebody goes out there like Chimaev and they just dominate from start to finish, when they knock out Jared Mearchart with one punch in 17 seconds, when they pick people up like Li Jingliang and then choke them out whilst talking to Dana, that is an impressive display of dominance. But it doesn't say about their fighting spirit. It's like a bully on the schoolyard against smaller kids or someone that they know they can beat, right? They can look fantastic, they can be confident. But when someone stands up to the bully, when somebody can really, match them physically, that bully tends to wilt. So we have seen that from Chimaev, that him versus Burns, he was pushed to the limit. He had to take some damage, okay? He had to dig deep. So that shows he can be the hammer and the nail, which is a great thing. So he's had a great career, and he's destined for big, big things in the UFC. Him versus Paulo Costa, I mean, we saw Costa defend a lot of takedowns from Yoel Romero. We saw him beat him on the feet. We saw him win the fight. When you look at Khamzat Chimaev, there's a lot of the same qualities that Yoel Romero and Khamzat Chimaev has. You know, Yoel was an Olympic medalist, you know, in wrestling. Chimaev isn't an Olympic level wrestler. However, he does use it very, very effectively in the UFC. He's got knockout power. Yoel Romero had knockout power. Where I'm going with this is that if Costa was able to beat Yoel Romero, what this says to me is that don't be quite so sure that Chimaev is going to walk through him the same way he walked through everybody else. The reality is, though, he might just do that. But Gilbert Burns, that fight will lead you to think otherwise. So there's that. Jan Blachowicz is in the mix as well. He's saying that he wants to fight Paulo Costa, and Costa apparently hasn't accepted the terms of the deal. So that's the situation with Khamzat Chimaev. You know, of course, it's been a while since he fought. We can't wait to see him back in there. The man is just such a star. He brings a lot of eyeballs, and he brings a lot of violence. And him versus Paulo Costa, that would be, in my humble opinion, the perfect introduction to the middleweight division. Of course, Izzy is back. Izzy is the middleweight champion of the world. Khamzat wants to get his hands on Izzy. To do that, he's going to beat a top contender. I think that man, Paulo Costa, maybe one more, and we see him versus Israel Adesanya. But that's assuming that he gets through Paulo Costa and whoever might be next. Of course, Jan Blachowicz also wants to rematch Izzy, a fight that he won. He wants to go down to 185 and take the belt from him there. You know, I think with Jan Blachowicz cutting down to 185, he's a big, big man. That's going to be a hard thing to do. It's going to be a tremendous amount of dieting. He's going to lose size. He's going to lose strength. He's going to lose power, the Polish power, and he might not be the same man. 205 seems like the perfect weight class for Jan Blachowicz. So still, there it is. Out of all those potential matchups, which one do you want to see? For me, Costa versus Khamzat Chimaev would be the one, just simply because of the back and forth talk. Khamzat Chimaev put the picture up of Costa, getting his hair transplants and all the rest of it. They're going back and forth, they're taking the piss, they're having a bit of fun, but inside the octagon, it will absolutely deliver. Now, as you can see, I'm not at home, I'm not in my usual spot. I'm actually out in beautiful Tenerife working on a movie right now, so I'm very tired, I'm very jet lagged, and maybe the light in the room isn't quite perfect, but don't worry, I'll do it at an earlier time of day tomorrow. So there will be videos coming up every single day. So make sure you stay tuned, check them out, subscribe and ring the bell if you don't mind. But yeah, let me know in the comment section. What do you think? Khamzat Chimaev, it's been a while. Do you think he should be fighting at 185? And who do you want to see him fight next? Anyway, take care. See you tomorrow.